Hello, folks. This is Raj Sastri from Raj Option Trading. Today is May 18th, 2021. I will talk about top industrial stocks. As you know, industrials have been on the fire this year, so have been performing very nicely. So with that, I got a couple images here. First one is John Deere. Everybody knows John Deere, great company, and stock is also doing very nicely. Second is UPS. UPS is doing tremendously well with all the e-commerce and the shipping. And last but not least is LP. And this company is into building solutions, and this stock is also doing great. So with that, let's jump in and look at some of these companies and see what makes sense to buy. So from a sector performance perspective, as you can see here in year-to-date time frame, industrials have been doing nicely. They're 16% up year-to-date. But if you look at one-year performance, industrials have been doing very nicely. They're 78% up. That's a tremendous improvement or a performance in 1 year. And as you can see here at the bottom of the year-to-date chart, we have technology up 2.1%. And in the bottom of 1 year performance, we got utilities up only 23%. So with that, let's see what are the good industrial stocks to buy at this time and go from there. So this is the eye chart, but it will give you an idea. So if you see here from industrials, we got specialty, industrial machinery, sector. So in this, you got companies like Eaton, Honeywell, 3M, GE, and so on and so forth. As you can see here, these companies have done tremendously well. 80% for Honeywell, 47% from 3M, 139% for GE, and so on and so forth. In a nutshell, this specialty industrial machinery companies have done tremendously well in 1 year time frame. And then we got engineering like Jacobs, JCI, Johnson Controls, which and all these stocks they've done very nicely, as you can see here. Then we got industrial railroads. Railroads are doing great. As you can see here, we got Kansas City Southern is nicely 121%. Union Pacific, which is a bigger company, has done nicely, and even Norfolk Southern has done nicely. And in the industrial side, heavy farm and construction machinery, we got all the stocks are doing nicely. John Deere, Caterpillar, uh, Peak, PCAR, all of them have done nicely. And in the specialty business, we got Global Payments, Cintas, Car Parts. They've all done nicely. I think GPN is a little bit weaker of these stocks. Then we got industrial distribution. I think these stocks also have done nicely, but not as good as specialty industrials. Then we got trucking, good here, nice performance, and integrated freight solutions. I think all these stocks have done nicely. Maybe CHRW is a little weaker in the in the sector here, but all the stocks have done nicely. Then we got industrials, airlines mainly. All the airlines have done nicely, as you can see here. These stocks are waiting for a recovery and more folks traveling around the world. Waste management is one of my favorite sectors. They're a little bit down, as you can see here, but I think as construction picks up, waste management stocks also should do nicely. It could be good to buy some of these waste management stocks and hope for a nice recovery. Then we got rental and leasing. These stocks are on the fire because I think there is some good housing starts, and that's why this company is doing nicely. Then we got aerospace and defense. I think many of these stocks are doing nicely. Some of them have, like L3 Harris as an example, a little bit lower, but generally these stocks have done nicely. Even Lockheed Martin and Northrop, they have not done great. Maybe it's good to buy some of those stocks and hold it for a while. Then we got building products and equipment. I think these stocks have been doing very nicely, especially Carrier here. Then we got industrials and business equipment. Every Denison done nicely. You can go through this in detail. We'll look at some of these stocks and take it from there. Let's jump into next slide here. This talks about top industrial stocks, mainly large cap stocks. I didn't want to mix small cap and large cap because then you'll not have good appreciation for the sector and the capitalization. So with that, top of the chart here from a performance perspective, we got great 1 year performance here with plug power, 573%. And as you can see here, it's done nicely in all the way into 1 week and 1 day. But I think they're a little bit down for the 3 month time frame. Overall, I think it's doing nicely. Only caveat is really they don't have a good sales growth at this point. Even sales, as I can see, are minus 93. So I think they don't have a good sales growth, but overall, I think they've done nicely. And CNH Industrials, I think this company has done nicely. They've got sales growth, as you can see here, $28 million in $28 billion in sales. That's a great number. Nice, gross margin is okay, not great, but it's okay. I think this is a good one. It's a low price stock, has done nicely, nice performance. I think it's something to buy on the when it pulls back a little bit. Right now they are almost at 52-week high. It's good to wait for a pullback before you pull the trigger. Then you got stocks like Howmet and Quanta. I think Howmet is almost at they're at 52-week high. Quanta is a little bit pulled from 52-week high. Maybe okay to initiate some position as it pulls back a little bit. Then you got John Deere. John Deere is a great stock. I think they have pulled down pretty hard today. They're down 2.86% today. I think it's a good one to buy on this weakness and hold it for a long time. Then we got airline stocks like United Airline, which is a great stock. As you can see here, sales growth you can't compare to last year's growth, but that's why these are down. But stock is doing nicely, hoping for a nice recovery. Carrier Global, this is a great stock. Nice sales, $18 billion. Sales growth is also nice, and they have a nice gross margin too. I think it's a good one to buy on any pullback. Right now they're almost at 52-week high. I think we should wait for a small pullback and then pull the trigger. Then we got a couple of airline stocks here, similar to United Airline. They've been doing nicely, but you cannot look at sales growth at this point because it's negative, and also gross margin is negative at this point. I think these many of these stocks are at 52-week high, with the exception of Delta. You got to wait for a little bit pullback and then buy these stocks. UPS we talked about is already great stock, nice sales growth, nice sale gross margin is okay, not great, but it's okay, and very nice 1 year performance as you can see here. We got few more here. You can go through them. GE, Johnson Controls, Caterpillar. The reason I did not highlight them is they got negative sales growth at this point. But Caterpillar, I would note this one here. Even though 1 year sales growth is negative, quarter over quarter it's positive. So I think it's good to buy some. When it pulls back a little bit. Right now they're almost at 52-week high. And same story with Johnson Controls. They're up quarter over quarter. I think it's good to buy this also on a pullback. Boeing, it's a different story here. Stock was doing great in 2019 or so. Now they had multiple issues in 2020. It's trying to recover. I think this one is good to buy. Whenever there's a bad news and stocks comes down drastically. Even right now, it's okay to buy a small position. They're down 17% from 52-week high, and right now sales growth is negative. I'm sure they will do well long term. Then we got Ingersoll and Emerson. I think both are great stocks. They got positive sales growth as you can see here, and they've done nicely for 1 year. Right now they're almost at 52-week high, but I would wait for a small pullback and buy these stocks. Next, we look at a couple more large cap stocks here. I love Honeywell all the time. It's a great company. I would wait for a small pullback here. They're negative sales growth. They're almost at 52-week high. I would buy the stock on a small pullback. I think we do have a small pullback at this point. It may be okay to buy a little bit at this time. And we got a couple more companies here. I did not highlight them because they have a little bit negative sales growth here, but I love Raytheon and even Canadian Pacific. It's okay to buy these companies. They already have a small pullback here. Raytheon is almost at 52-week high. Good to wait for a little more pullback. And Otis, CSX, Info, 3M, Union Pacific, Waste Management, all great stocks. I would buy these on any small pullback and hold it for a long time. And they also have, the positive sales growth in many of these. For example, Info, IHS Market, I think they got a positive sales growth. Same story with Otis. I think these are good stocks. With waste management, we also have a couple more waste management stocks. We got Waste Connections, which is a good stock, RSG, other good stock. It's good to buy some of those stocks also into the weakness. Then we got Masco, Fast Nail, and we got ZTO. I think all of them got positive sales growth. They're also down a little bit from 52-week high. It's okay to buy some and hold it for a while. Next, let's look at small and medium cap stocks. So here we got Zimmer ZIM. They've done nice. Oh, there is no, they've done 89% for 3 months, which is good. And we got uh, Yellow, Genco, Cornerstone, LPX. Louisiana Pacific is the one we talked about in the beginning. It's a great stock, into construction. I think they've done nicely, and so did CNR and GNK and Yellow. Most of these stocks, as you can see, Yellow is down 37%. It may be okay to buy a small position here. And same story with Louisiana Pacific. It also kind of came down a little bit. I think it's good to buy on this weakness. Then we got ERJ and BLDR. I think they're up nicely for the year and down a little bit from 52-week high. Positive sales growth. It's okay to buy some. Only caveat with these stocks is really, don't buy too much because normally with these stocks, sometimes if the economy weakens, these stocks will stay low for a long time. So that's why you got to be a little bit careful. And I would not buy call options on these because sometimes these are cyclical. If they go down, then you'll be kind of losing your money on the call option. So I would buy stock instead, unless you have strong technical setup to buy call options. Um, so last is Bloom Energy here, $20 stock. This has been very good stock. They've done nicely for 1 year, 180, 157%. They're down 54% from 1 week high. And right now they're trying to bounce back. I think it's okay to buy this stock, low price stock. I think it's trying to recover at this time. It's okay to buy some and hold it for a while. So next we got a couple more small and mid cap stocks. We got Geld and Veritiv. Both have positive sales growth, as you can see here. And they've done nicely. Geld has done 128%, and Veritiv has done 104%. I think these are great stocks. Veritiv and even Geld, they're low price stocks, as you can see here. Nice sales, $4 billion, both of them. And even Veritiv, I love their sales growth here. 409% for 1 year, 22% for quarter over quarter. Nice gross margin, as you can see here. I think it's a keeper. And you should do well with this. It's at a 52-week high now. I would wait for a little pullback, then buy the stock. And then we got a couple more here. Spice, Virgin Galactic has come down so drastically, 72% from 52-week high, and it's trying to bounce back in a 1-day chart, as you can see here. I would buy this stock and hold it for a while. This trades wildly, and the folks in the Reddit space, they kind of sometimes they buy this stock a lot, and it will typically go up speculatively at times. So with that, happy investing. Thank you. Please subscribe.